You know, I understand Moon Knight's beef with Dracula. I too am owed $10 by a parasite. So, for context, I met a child actor back in my university days in the Society for Creative Anachronism. I thought the dude was a pretty alright, all things considered. And I invited him, along with some other buddies of mine, to a convention in Phoenix, which is about a 3 hour drive, more or less. Safe to say, one of the worst mistakes I ever made. The dude was really weird and super abrasive. Here's some of the things he did. He hogged the aux cord for a decent chunk of the drive. He was super obsessed with women's purity and virginity. Ugh. And the dude never stopped talking about like some really red pill types of stuff like Ayn Rand and Atlas Shrugged. He's that kind of Reddit user. And on top of all that, he doesn't pay his debts. So I made it clear to everyone attending and staying in the room that they needed to pay their part of the room rent to me before they go out spending. It was just a rule of mine. Because I was the one responsible for the room was on my credit card. Well, this asshole decided to forego that, say, oh, well, I don't need to worry about paying Caleb the room. Fuck him. And he decides to buy a cheap wall hanger sword from the vendor hall, not even 2 hours from getting to the convention hotel. Yeah, and that's not the end of it. When that weekend wraps up, this guy decides he wants to do a late checkout. And we said no. One, we don't want to pay extra. And two, you've been a fucking asshole this entire weekend. Mind you, I was also coming down with a cold, and this dude insisted on having the room be like super fucking cold. Yeah, no, this guy was a fucking asshole. And there was also some confusion given valet parking that amounted to an extra $10 per person for the room. And I let everybody know, and everybody paid me. Except this guy. And this guy still had the audacity to ask me to take his stuff back to town with me. I should have just dumped it in the trash, I think. Yeah, and that nerd still owes me $10. Safe to say, we never spoke again.